This is a practice of yield. And yield is a somatic, a very foundational somatic practice which helps us to come into relationship. And if we remember that yoga is the practice of coming into relationship, into union, of being able to become so present that we're able to sink into the layers and layers and layers of the moment, all of the intimate details of life. And the practice of yield is so helpful because most of the time we're in a place of attachment or aversion. We're either pushing life away and saying no, 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 or we're holding on and we're gripping too tightly and we're saying, please don't end, please don't end. Don't leave me. Let everything stay exactly as it is. And of course, life wants us to be in the continuous birth, death, rebirth cycle. It wants to be in a continuous streaming of flow. And may I live like a river flows, inspired by its own unfolding, that beautiful John O'Donoghue quote. So yield helps us to more and more, as often as we can remember, to be in that place of being open-palmed with life. And when we are more in that place, there's a greater sense of equipoise, a greater equilibrium, a greater balance. We have this ability to find more of the exhale and more of the full-bodied ease. And so yes, we can have the stability, the strength, but also really find that sense of spaciousness and ease in our bodies and in our practice. So we're going to play with that today. I would recommend that you have a couple of books or a couple of blocks, bricks, and then come to lie down on your mat and we'll start there. Just giving yourself time to shift and settle and land. To sigh and sound. To soften, and to really start to tune into the watery weight of your cells. Cells of bone, cells of blood, cells of organs. All the layers and layers and layers of you. Starting to soften and spread and open. Membranes, pressing into membranes, pressing into membranes. And so this voluptuous constellation of cells, which is your body, can begin to widen and expand into the fullness, and just having full permission to just really release all the places that might feel more tense, more contracted, and even if it's just a little bit, and even if it's just having the permission, and even if it's just a quiet whisper, a gentle invitation of, it's okay. We can rest now, we can rest now. And the resting is the doorway into being, into just being here. and feeling how the earth is cradling you. And you can stay just like this, and it might take some of you like a good 3 to 5 minutes to just keep listening to the slow pouring of the cells as they remember the holding that's always here, as they remember how to soften and open. And you can just stay with that slow uncoiling, unwinding, untangling. And you might just repeat the mantra to yourself: I am held, I am held, I am held. I'm here, I'm here, I am here. I am held, I am held, I am held. And you can stay with that. And some of you might float your arms and legs into the sky using the least amount of effort. So that your limbs are suspended. And it can take a little while for your limbs to recognize that they're allowed to just float in the space. And they might even like to swim a little in the space, so that you can have the felt sense of that watery weight of cells pouring down into each other, into the next layer and the next layer, and the fluids pouring along the corridors of the arteries and the veins, and everything waterfalling down towards earth, towards back body. And so everything has that permissive invitation to drop down and back, down and back, down and back. And at some point you might find that your thighs really are longing for belly and are longing to bend at the knees, and you might let your thighs fall all the way towards your belly, and maybe you just rest your knees into the crease of your elbows. Maybe you take hold of shins. Maybe there's a little movement that starts to happen. Oh, maybe there's a sigh or a sound. Oh. And just whatever is unfurling and unfolding inside your own experience, you can say yes to that. Maybe you're sliding your hands along your shins or finding some movement. Just trusting what's happening, what's coming through. Some of you might be wanting to extend your legs out, but wherever you are, begin to breathe into your belly, 5 deep, full breaths. And see if you can find the same range of inhale to exhale. And you might count if you like, if that's helpful, maybe inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 4. Maybe you have deep wells for lungs, and maybe you can inhale and exhale for 6. Feeling belly expand into thighs. Listening for those moments where, something just wants to release. Something's ready to be digested and offered back out through a sigh or yawn. And then bringing your arms out to the side, just letting your knees fall over to the left, shins to the left, letting the weight of your bones pull you towards the ground, the earth, bones meeting earth. Find the relationship of skin of body to skin of earth. See if you can release a little bit more to gravity. And then one leg at a time, moving through center before you let the weight pour heavy, heavy, heavy to the right side. Shins pouring heavy over. And you can turn your head in the opposite direction to your legs and breathe. Notice any places where you're resisting or pulling away from the earth, and see if you can meet and allow yourself to be met just a little more deeply. One more full breath. Exhale everything out. Roll completely over to your right side, and then sense and feel your way to all fours. And just moving however you want to move when you get there. Some of you might lower your hips and take a cobra. Some of you might just be gently pulsing and rocking your weight backwards and forwards or side to side. Maybe you're pulsing between a child and a cat. And just noticing the patterns of movement that emerge. Tuck your toes and just make sure your knees are under your hips and your wrists are under your shoulders, and just have a moment to really feel into that waterfalling of the weight pouring along the bones. And then slide your left toes along the mat and lift your left foot away from the ground, and find an even pouring of weight through your hips so that the hips are both turning towards the earth. And reach your right arm forward and take a moment to pause. Find relationship between belly and spine. And then reach your right arm all the way up and back, and bend your left knee and take hold of your foot with your right hand and press your foot into your hand. Slowly release your hands, spread the toes of your left foot and come to a three-legged dog. So reach your left leg all the way to the sky. Maybe bend your knee and open your hip. Maybe you want to come onto your left fingertips and draw your belly to your spine. And exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Low lunge. Stay low. Release your weight down. Just have a moment to find the ground. Find the way your weight pours. Give yourself time if your foot is maybe so far back that your heel is off the ground. Give yourself time to bring your foot a little further forward, and then inhale, sweep your hands to the sky. Exhale, cactus your arms and fall to the ground, and then inhale, sweep them up to the sky. Exhale, cactus, and float them down, and take one more. As your hands fall to the earth, lift your back knee and step forward into a standing forward fold. And just stay heavy here. Maybe you hold onto your elbows. Maybe you let your arms sway heavy. Let the weight pour, let the weight pour. Release the holding in your neck. Release the holding in your brain. Release anything that you've been holding in your hands and your arms and your shoulders. It's not yours to hold anymore. Breathe into the back of your lungs, back of your legs. Soften your eyes and your mouth. Press through your feet. Roll up through your spine, chin to chest. Inhale your hands to the sky at the top.
Chin to chest, roll all the way back down to the earth, hinging at your hips. Chin to chest, roll all the way up. And then start to find your own wave. So hinging and folding on your exhale. Pressing through both feet and rising up on your inhale, and letting your arms and your spine start to mobilize, liberate them from any particular instructed pattern, and just let your body fold and lift and reach and open as you start to welcome in more of the day. Yes, yes, yes. Hello, hello, hello. I can meet this. Really big breaths as your arms reach to the sky and reach out to the sides. Tasting the expansion. And then diving down and reaching up. One continuous wave. And the next time you fold, make it a slow, reverent prayer. And softly touch the earth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale to plank. Take an inhale when you get there and find an even pouring of weight through both hands. Shoulders over your wrists. Gently rock your weight backwards and forwards as you gather your belly to your spine. Reaching through your heels, look forwards. Send your weight forwards. Some of you will lower one straight line or lower your knees, elbows into your body as you come down. Lift through the crown of your head, cobra. Press through both hands, arms to straight as best you can. As you exhale, draw your belly to your spine. Keep that. As you inhale, sway from side to side. With every exhale, gather more support through your low belly, strong through your legs, and then free in your upper body. Releasing tension in jaw and neck and brain. Deep breaths. There might be sounds and sighs. Maybe neck rolls. Exhale to child's pose. Inhale, chin to chest, round forward to a cat. Lift your tail, exhale, send it back to child's, hips to heels. Chin to chest, ripple and round forwards to a cat shape. Lift your tail, hips to heels, child's. And one more time to inhale forwards into a cat. Tuck your toes and let the weight pour, hips to knees, shoulders to wrists. Slide your right toes along the mat. Lift your right foot away from the ground and extend your left hand in front. Find an even pouring of weight, right shoulder to right hand, left hip to left knee. Find an even balance through right and left hip. Draw your belly to your spine. See if you can soften into the intensity, drawing on the support of a balanced body. And then reach your left arm back through space, bend your right knee, take hold of your foot with your hand and press your foot into your hand as you lift your knee away from the ground. Press the earth forward and away. And then release your left hand, three-legged dog. Lift your left knee, reach your right leg to the sky, bend your knee, open your hip. Step your right foot between your hands. Low lunge. Lower your back knee. Find ground before you reach hands high. And then exhale to cactus your arms, letting them fall to the earth, and inhale to reach your hands high. And exhale to cactus, let them softly fall down. One more time, one more circle. Uttanasana, step forward, standing forward fold. Halfway lift this time on an inhale. Exhale, fold. Roll all the way up, hands reach to the sky. Dive all the way back down, fold, touch the earth. Take a couple of pulses like this. In your own time, your own breath, the inhale will carry you all the way up. And exhale. Take a couple more on your own, really gathering in all of that spaciousness, all that capacity to say yes. When you bow in, touching the earth for support, for stability, for resource. The next time you bow, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step to plank and lower down in one breath. Inhale to cobra or up dog. And stay as long as you like in the back bend. We're going to meet in a down dog. And just breathing and listening in down dog. Bring your feet the width of the mat. Bring your hands the width of the mat. And just have this very wide base. Feel that even pouring of weight, and then bend your knees and reach your sit bones back and wide as you press the earth forward and away with your hands. Allowing the weight to pour from sit bones to heels and from shoulders to hands. Finding relationship between belly and spine so you're not collapsing through your low back. Maybe the sigh sounds as the energy mobilizes, as you digest all of that holding and that gripping. And maybe you make some circles. Maybe there's some movement that emerges. Maybe there's just stillness. And then bring your feet back to hip distance, hands shoulder distance. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, step your foot between your hands and either hands to blocks or to the earth. Keep your back knee lifted, look forwards as you inhale. Then exhale, pyramid, straighten both legs. You can ground through your back heel. Rebend your front knee on an inhale, glide forwards. Exhale, pyramid, and just pulse between these two shapes. Inhaling to rebend. Exhale as you lift your hips. Stay in pyramid. And then press through left fingertips as you reach your right hand to the sky. Find balance through your hips. So that might mean drawing your right hip back in space. Maybe you can ground through your left heel. Soften your eyes and your jaw and any parts of you that are really forcing, gripping. And step forward, exhale. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold, empty, release tension in your hands. Inhale to rise. And then big exhale. Bend your knees, sweep your arms down and back. Inhale, hands high. Take 3 like that. Inhale, sweep your hands high. Exhale, bend your knees, sweep your arms down and back. 1 more. Exhale, 1 hand to belly, 1 hand to heart. Samavriti pranayama. Just take a moment. And then inhale for a count of 4. Exhale for 4. Soften your face, your mouth, your eyes. Inhaling for 4. Exhale for 4. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, take a bow. Soft hands, soft fingers, halfway lift. And exhale, step to plank and lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take an inhale here. Exhale out of your mouth. Bring your feet together at the back of the mat and inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Come onto your fingertips. Inhale, lengthen, broaden your collarbones. Exhale, pyramid, straighten your front leg, lift your hips, bow in. Inhale, rebend your front knee. Either hands are on blocks or to the ground, pulsing between these two shapes. Ride the length of your inhale forwards and the length of your exhale back, and really be aware of the space that you're moving into and the ground that you're pouring your weight down to. Next time you're in pyramid, ground through your back foot, maybe you step it in a little and then sweep your left arm to the sky. Drawing your left hip back in space, and then finding the places where you're trying too hard, and either backing off or just inviting more ease. Exhale, step forwards, and inhale to halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale to bow and fold. And inhale to rise, come all the way up. Exhale, dive all the way down. And just stay at the bottom. Get heavy, get heavy, get heavy. And find a little sway, releasing tension in your neck, in your fingers, maybe sliding and gliding your shoulder blades along your back. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Bend your knee, open your hip. Maybe you come onto right fingertips. Some of you might like to step behind for a wild thing. Otherwise, just make circles with your right knee. We're going to meet in a low lunge, right foot between your hands. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Pyramid, exhale, lift your hips, straighten your front leg. Same as before, take a couple of pulses as you rebend your front knee, lift your hips, straighten your front leg, really move on your own breath. We'll take the twist again the next time you come into a pyramid. Ground through your back foot, right hand to the sky. And then as you exhale, bring your hands into prayer as you lift halfway. Send your weight forward. Come onto the ball of your back foot and then float your left leg into the space, warrior three. Slowly draw your left knee all the way to your chest as you come to rise. Take hold of your left shin, interlace your hands in front of your left shin and draw your knee in. Breathe. Soften your gaze. And then find the place where shin bone meets hands, hand meets shin bone. Lift the crown of your head into the space above. Take a tree. Sole of your left foot to inner thigh or inner calf. Steady yourself. Soften your gaze. Dancer, so draw your knee back into center.
Kick your left foot behind you and take hold of your left foot with your left hand. Find the relationship of hand to foot. And then find the relationship of shoulder blade onto your back as you press your foot into your hands. Turn your right palm to face up so you're in this open palmed gesture. As you push your foot into your hand and send your weight forwards. And then release your hand, but keep your foot as it is, hugging your heel to your bum cheek. And then dive down for a standing split, hands touch the earth. Reach your left leg to the sky. Send your left foot to the back of the mat, ground through both hands and sweep your right leg to the sky. Bend your knee, open your hip. And then lower left foot next to right and breathe. Take a child's pose if you need to. Wherever you are, soften your eyes, soften your jaw, deepen your breath. Know that you can always skip poses. Just come to stillness. And it's always just a deep listening practice. Notice when you come out of relationship and what movement, what breath pattern, which parts of you can you soften? Which parts of you can you bring into awareness? Which parts of you are longing to come into relationship beneath the surface? And we're just practicing that by illuminating through body first, through the dense layers of body. Bring your feet together at the back of the mat and sweep your left leg to the sky. Exhale, step your foot between your hands, low lunge, and then pulse between low lunge and pyramid and your own breath. Any breath pattern, maybe you're exhaling to rebend your front knee this time. Take the twists. Next time you're in a pyramid, maybe you just step the back foot in a little as you reach your left arm to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer and lift your torso halfway. Send your weight forward, come onto the ball of your back foot. Ooh, warrior 3. Draw your knee into your chest, spread your toes and slide your hands to the front of your right shin. Find a place where everything is held, steadied, in relationship, but you're not forcing. Eyes are soft, mouth is soft. Find your tree, find your breath. Find the space. Natarajasana, dancer. So bring your knee into center. Take hold of your right foot with your right hand. Start to offer your weight forward and turn your left palm up with soft fingers to remind you to stay soft, even as you're balancing and everything's firing up. Release your hand, keep your heel hugging towards your right seat. Bend through your left knee. Slowly float your hands to the ground as you extend your right leg behind you, standing split. Reach your right foot to the back of the mat. Ground through both hands, three-legged dog. Sweep your left leg to the sky. Bend your knee, open your hip. Maybe come onto your left fingertips, maybe you take a wild thing. We'll meet in a dog. You can always take child's. Whatever you choose, breathe and soften and widen. Pouring your attention into your breath. Finding an even pouring of weight through arms and hands and
legs and feet. Slowly lowering your knees to the ground, sliding your fingers towards your knees so you come to kneeling. One hand to belly, one hand to heart, Samavriti pranayama. Inhale for a count of 4 or 6. Hold for as long as is comfortable at the top of the breath. And then exhale for a count of 4 or 6. And take a few rounds like that. Inhaling. Hold at the top for an even count. And then exhale either for 4 or 6, whatever you took on the inhale. 2 more rounds. Softening your face and your eyes, the space between your brow. Finding the fullness of breath, the dynamic aliveness as you hold your breath at the top, in that madhya, that space between. And you can keep going or just let the breath come into its natural river, its natural flow. But keeping hands to body, just start to find a very kind touch. So maybe there's some tension in your hands. And offer more of a cradling touch to body, to belly, to heart. Softening your face as you turn inwards to listen more closely. Coming into relationship more deeply. What do you need? Asking heart, asking belly, asking body. What do you need today? Trusting any words or images or silence. And then coming to take a seat for Agni Stambhasana. So bringing your right ankle on top of your left thigh. And then bringing right elbow underneath left. Inhale, lift your elbows, and exhale, chin to chest, roll down. Just a couple of breaths to sway or breathe. And then extend your right leg long, draw your left heel towards your groin. Inhale, hands to the sky, take a fold. Take a breath. Bring your right forearm inside of your shin, spread your toes, bring your left hand behind your right hip, take a bind. Look up towards the sky. And then release and bring your left hand behind you and roll over your left shin to lift your hips and take a back bend. Stay as long as you like, really breathing in the opening, releasing your neck and your jaw and your head, pressing the earth away as you lift through the back of your heart. And then coming down and taking the second side, so left ankle on top of right thigh. Stacking the shins, or you can bring your right foot flat to the ground. Spreading the toes on your left foot. Left elbow underneath right, either palms meet or hands to your shoulders. And inhale, lift your elbows. Exhale, chin to chest, roll and fold. Maybe sway or just breathe here. Stay a while longer if you like. We're going to meet in a Janushirshasana, so extend your left leg long, sole of your right foot to the inner left thigh, and float your hands to the sky. And then fall and pour your weight to the earth. Let your hands be soft so that you're listening to the pulse of the earth with the palms of your hands. Release with an exhale. And then bring left forearm inside left shin. Sweep your right arm to the sky. Turn towards the sky. Release your head, the left side of your brain. Maybe take a bind with your right hand behind you to your left hip. And then come all the way up, reach your right hand behind you, roll over your right shin, lift your hips, and take a back bend on the second side. Lifting from sacrum, back of heart. Releasing your head, your jaw. And then coming down and bringing your hands behind you, feet flat to the floor, and just windscreen wipe your knees from side to side. And then find your way into a seat. Moving your thigh bones back in space so you can find that beautiful, sweet, natural curve of your low back. And if sitting is uncomfortable, then come to lie down. Soften, open, and receive. Just resting into awareness, becoming aware of awareness, and just resting into that all-encompassing embrace. Resting into the arms of awareness. Resting into the arms of awareness. And just feeling the life that's here, the aliveness. And these precious moments of presence, of still, silent, sacred space. And just letting everything move through you, neither holding on nor pushing away. And I'll leave you here in this still, silent, steady holding field. Jima, Jima, Jima. Shreem, Shreem.